Today I'm going to discuss about anatomy and pathoanatomy of clubfoot. By the end of this lecture, participants should be able to describe the normal anatomy of the foot, understand the concept of hindfoot, midfoot, and forefoot, explain the anatomy of the talus and subtalar joint, understand the concept of Calcaneopedal unit and Acetabulum Pedis, describe the pathological anatomy of idiopathic clubfoot, understand why clubfoot is a three-dimensional deformity, and apply this knowledge to the Ponseti method. Foot is divided into three main parts: hindfoot, midfoot, and forefoot. Hindfoot has two bones, talus and calcaneus, and function as transfer body weight and forms the ankle and subtalar joints. Midfoot has five bones, navicular, cuboid, and three cuneiforms, and it functions as a bridge between hindfoot and forefoot and maintains the arches. Forefoot consists of 19 bones, 5 metatarsals, and 14 phalanges, and it functions as a balance and push off during walking. The talus is the key bone said by Dr. Ponseti. The important facts regarding talus: it is involved in making three main joints. The tibia sits on the talus to form ankle joint. The talus articulates with the calcaneus to form subtalar joint, and the head of talus articulates with the navicular to form talo-navicular joint. If the talus is abnormal, then the whole foot becomes abnormal. Another important fact regarding talus: it has no muscle attachment, so it moves only because surrounding bones and ligaments move it. The calcaneopedal unit, another important concept to understand. All bones of foot except talus form calcaneopedal unit. So the calcaneopedal unit consists of calcaneus, navicular, cuboid, three cuneiforms, 5 metatarsals, 14 phalanges. So out of 26 bones, 25 bones make calcaneopedal unit. The calcaneus and rest of foot except talus move together as one unit around the talus. Another important concept is the acetabulum pedis. The acetabulum pedis is actually a socket formed by navicular, anterior calcaneal facet, and spring ligament. The head of talus fits into this socket as the femoral head fits into the acetabulum to form the hip joint. The difference is in hip joint, head moved in socket, while in foot, socket is moved around talar head. The subtalar joint, this is the most important joint in foot. It lies between talus and calcaneus, and according to Dr. Ponseti, subtalar joint axis is oblique, and due to this oblique axis, there is three types of movements possible at subtalar joint, not one movement. Dr. Ponseti compared movements of foot around the subtalar joint to the movement of a boat to help to explain the three-dimensional movements at subtalar joint. Imagine the talus is fixed like the sea, and the calcaneopedal unit is the boat moving around it. There are three types of movement at subtalar joint. Yaw movement of boat in which both turns left or right. It is similar to abduction and adduction of Calcaneopedal unit around the talus. And this is the main movement used in the Ponseti method to correct the foot deformity while the tailor head is stabilized. Then is roll movement of boat. The boat leans to right or left, and in the foot, this movement corresponds to inversion and eversion at the subtalar joint, and clubfoot begins in excessive inversion, which gradually corrects as the foot abducts. And third movement is pitch. Pitch is actually upward or downward movement of both. And in foot, it is similar to plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. Equinus is actually plantar flexion. That's why it is corrected last, usually when all other deformities like Cavus, adduction, and Varus have been corrected, and it is usually corrected by percutaneous Achilles tenotomy. This concept is very important because Ponseti emphasized that the subtalar joint is an oblique three-dimensional joint, and as yaw, roll, and pitch movements of both occur together, not separately. Similarly, when you abduct the foot correctly, the calcaneus also everts and dorsiflexes automatically because of the oblique subtalar axis. This is why you should never try to force the heel into valgus or dorsiflex the ankle before correcting adduction and varus. Easy way to remember this concept: in both yaw movement is similar to abduction and adduction movements of foot. In both roll movement is similar to inversion and eversion, and in both pitch movement is similar to plantar flexion and dorsiflexion movements of foot. In clubfoot correction, abduction is the main movement which is responsible to correct adduction, and when adduction is corrected, heel heel varus automatically corrects, and finally Equinus is corrected by percutaneous tendoachilles tenotomy. Now, after understanding this concept of normal anatomy, forefoot, hindfoot, midfoot, and then Calcaneopedal unit CPU, and then Acetabulum Pedis, and then subtalar joint and oblique axis of subtalar joint, and three types movements at subtalar joint. Now it is easy to understand what is clubfoot. Clubfoot is not simply four separate deformities. Instead, it is a single three-dimensional deformity involving all the bones, joints, ligaments, capsules, muscles, and tendons of the foot. The deformity begins in fetal life. That is why it is also called congenital talipus equinovarus. Four classical components of clubfoot you can remember by CAVE: C for Cavus, A for Adductus, V for Varus, and E for Equinus. These are not independent deformities, they are linked. What is Cavus? Cavus is the first metatarsal plantar flexed, and due to this, the medial longitudinal arch becomes exaggerated and there is deep medial arch. What is adductus? The entire forefoot moves medially. The navicular shifts medially around the tailor head. The cuboid also moves medially, and the whole forefoot points inward. What is varus? The calcaneus rotates beneath the talus. The heel turns inward. This is not just heel inversion, it reflects the abnormal position of the calcaneus relative to the talus. And what is equinus? The Achilles tendon is shortened, so the ankle cannot dorsiflex and it remained in plantar flexed position. Pathological anatomy regarding bony deformities. Talus is smaller than normal. Talar neck is medially deviated. Talar neck is plantar flexed. Talar head is medially directed. This abnormal talus influences the position of the entire foot. So the main deforming bone is talus. Navicular, the navicular is displaced medially, plantarly. It may almost touch the medial malleolus in some severe cases. Cuboid also shifts medially following the calcaneus, and the calcaneus is adducted, inverted, plantar flexed. Importantly, it is locked beneath the talus because the surrounding ligaments are tight. Regarding soft tissue contractures, posteriorly Achilles tendon, posterior capsule, and posterior ankle ligaments are tight. Medially, tibialis posterior, flexor digitorum longus, flexor hallucis longus tendons are tight, along with spring ligament, deltoid ligament, and talonavicular capsule. Plantarly, plantar fascia and intrinsic muscles are also tight. So, the key messages from this lecture are: the talus is the key bone in clubfoot. Clubfoot is a three-dimensional deformity, not four isolated deformities. The calcaneus is trapped beneath the talus, not fused to it. Tight medial and posterior soft tissues should hold the deformity in place. The Ponseti method succeeds because it restores the normal relationship of talus, calcaneus, navicular, and forefoot through gentle sequential correction.